Hi, I just wanted to cover the instructions here for the muscle dissection alternative assignment. Again, if you weren't able to do the regular dissection, either if you chose not to or if you missed the day of or of the regular dissection, this is the chance to do the alternative assignment for it. Again, learning intention, we're learning about specific structures on organisms' bodies to show how they help them survive in their environment. Again, that concept of form and function. Success criteria, I'll be successful when I can correctly identify the locations of specific parts of a muscle's body, and I can describe the function of a muscle's body parts and how it helps them survive. So, excuse me. You'll basically do a visual model of the external and internal anatomy of the muscle, which was dissected in class. This model can be done either as a two-dimensional illustration, which is what most people choose to do, or you could do a three-dimensional sculpture, virtual image of your own design. Again, just think about what's going to be easiest for you to accomplish. You can create that illustration either on paper or on a digital program if you prefer. Make sure your model includes all of the body parts listed below. Each of the body parts listed below should also have a corresponding label and a one-sentence explanation of what that body part does in the animal. Again, just its basic function. That sentence can either be written next to the label or in a separate area. So again, if you're doing this on paper, you could do the illustrations on one paper, and you could do those explanations either on the back of that paper or a separate piece of paper, whatever is easiest for you. I will also note that for the muscle, it's probably best to make two different models of the internal anatomy because of how layered their internal structures are. It's kind of hard to squeeze everything in there. So for the external anatomy, there aren't too many features: the hinge, the umbo, and the growth lines. And for the umbo and the growth lines, these are really just things to help us reference points on the body. So just add a label to them. You don't have to list out a sentence with a specific function, so don't worry about that. Then for the internal anatomy, for kind of this first set here, this is what I would handle in the first illustration: the anterior and posterior adductor muscles, the mantle, hinge teeth, foot, the inhalant or incurrent siphon. You'll see it listed as one of those two. Same thing for the exhalant or excurrent siphon, the gills. And then for the second illustration of internal anatomy, the stomach, intestine, heart, and anus. So again, just make sure that your illustrations include all of these body parts. You don't have to do more than this. There are other body parts in the visceral mass, for example, that would be part of the muscle's anatomy, but you don't have to worry about including all of them. Just what's listed here. So again, just make sure to label them, add a one-sentence explanation of what those body parts do. So I hope this gives you a little bit more insight, a little bit more in-depth knowledge about those body parts on a muscle and how they help it to survive.